In a land isolated from the world by a dire fog, three unlikely allies find peril and adventure. A sly rogue of dwarven descent. A strange and ancient elf wielding the power of nature. And a brutish warrior with a foul temper and even worse manners. Welcome to the Den.
And we are going to be live in now. Now we are live. It happened faster than I thought it would on this fine Wednesday. It always does. Wow. So we're here for episode 3, which means we made it through episode 1 and 2. I'm going to hand it over to Len. Thanks for watching, everybody, here on MythBrigade. Take us into the place where we survive the battle.
Yeah, so just a quick recap from last week. I think you finished up your conversation with the knight who had kind of pulled you guys in for a little bit of a reprimand after some shenanigans in town. But you guys agreed to, in 2 days' time, meet up with the rest of his troops for the mission that you've agreed to go on with them. But in the meantime, you guys did some snooping around town and decided to take one of the bulletin board jobs. Somebody has been complaining about a smell from an old well that they kind of graze their animals around by an old mill building. So the intrepid adventurers here have ventured out of town for the first time in the campaign. And after walking a couple miles out of town, you guys have come upon sort of this like gross, nasty, like bog river deal. And fortunately, I think it was Frax that noticed it first. Seemed to be some little creatures kind of coming up out of the muck as Gormit is going to cross this old covered bridge. So at the end of last week, we rolled initiative, and I'm very excited for our first combat. So yeah, welcome in, guys. All right. So I don't know if we have, like, I'm so used to, in my other games, I'll be like, hey, cue the battle music. But I feel like it's, don't know if we have that right now.
Oh, I think I can find some battle music.
All right, I'll put you on it as we roll into the first ever turn of this campaign. Up at the top with a 19 is Tark Shortbread. So you see these little creatures kind of coming up, peeking their heads out of the nasty bog water, and they're all looking up at the bridge. What do you do?
He burps.
Get out of here! I'm just gonna yell at him and try to intimidate him.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and give me an intimidation roll.
7.
So, indeed, something does happen. You don't know if they're very intimidated, but they do all stop, and you see all of their like fat little frog heads that have been looking up at the bridge. They all just kind of swivel in your direction.
Oh yeah, look at the dwarf, little froggies. Look at the dwarf. Daddy's got something for you.
You have movement. I will say that your intimidation check was your action. So
yeah, I'll stay right there.
Just
No, I'm okay. Right here. Right here.
Got it. Perfect. And that brings us to Gormit.
So how high up is the bridge? So they're down kind of in the boggy water, right? And you said that the bridge was rotten and there's like holes. Can I leap on them? Is that without messing myself up?
I mean, yeah, it's like a 5-foot drop. It's basically just like this covered bridge was just like a little bit above this kind of like slow moving boggy like riverlet. So you could definitely try.
Can I try to do it inside? So would that count as my movement followed by attack, or is my whole action going to be to land on them?
We'll see how well you roll.
Fuck. Okay. There's that, isn't there? Okay. Do I roll stealth so that they don't see me coming, or am I just I was just being too loud so they know I'm there. All right.
Yeah, I think they kind of knew that there was someone on the bridge. I will say, let me use my little tool here, my little ruler tool. You also could probably, because you've got enough movement to like get up next to this guy, or you could try to leap on him or this one. So there's a couple options. You just tell me what you want to do.
I would really love, hopefully the dice permit, but I would really love to just kind of fucking land on him and just impale him and just take him out. We'll see. As I insult his froggy heritage. And is that acrobatics to do all this nonsense?
You can roll with athletics or acrobatics. Yeah, either one for you.
Yeah, we'll do athletics.
Oh!
Yeah, so 23.
Nice, beautiful. Yeah, describe to me how you do this, and then I will let you go ahead and take an attack roll on this creature.
Yeah, so Gorman, I think he comes up to this side of this bridge, and it's all rotted out, and the boards are kind of creaking under. He says this whole thing about, let's have some frog legs then, and just plants his feet, jumps straight down on this bullywug, and he's going to try to attack it. Now watch him fail. I think I need a Twix here. Where's my on this character sheet? Where are my weapons? There they are.
Like the middle.
Nope, there they are. Yep. Okay, there it goes. Oh, 14. Not the best.
14. No, unfortunately, this little creature, he like twists in the water as he like sees you coming. He's just like, rah, and then he like twists a little bit, and your sword just glances off. It's like slimy leather or like slimy hide. And you, I think you land like on the other side of him.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I think my sword's in the muck too, because I was going down and just like, fuck, I say.
Yeah, and this creature like he like kind of moves out of the way as like you miss, and he like turns to look at you and just stares up at you like so confused. All right, that is the end of your turn, I believe. So that brings us to Frax. You see all this happen.
Frax is just staring from afar, watched Gormat leap out of this covered bridge, engaging one of these swamp creatures. Combat. Kind of like has a lazy look on his face for a little second, and then he pops over from here. And is this space to the left of the map? Is that there's a few questions about the terrain. Is this rough terrain, easy to move through? Like
yeah, it's just like ground. It's just like kind of like forest floor, like around these kind of like swampy riverbank, so you can move through it just fine. The only time you're going to get like a penalty for terrain is if you move through like the bushes here, stuff like that. Just basically like moving through thickets and stuff on the map will be. Other than that, you're good.
All right, cool. Frax is going to move up behind this log over here. As he's walking through this thicket, seems to be like rummaging with his top-heavy like pack. And as he comes over here, he spins with a flourish. Can he spot this? Like, does he have line of sight on this amphibian right here?
Yeah, I would say so. He's like a little bit down a hill from you. Like there's a little bit of like an incline where the actual like ground drops off into this mucky water. Okay. So you kind of have a vantage point where you can see.
Great. As he spins and turns, his robes fling aside, and he produces a short bow aimed at the frog, and he fires a shot.
Alrighty. Oh. No, not again. It's like, and I feel like you guys both, Gorman, you see this very close up because you see, this projectile. It's almost like, Frax, your aim was pretty good, but it's like this thick hide armor, and this thing has a little shield too. It's got like this little buckler, and as you see this Gorman, as he's like coming up out of the water, he's got like a weapon, a little short spear and a little buckler. And he kind of like, nah.
Slimy little bastard, you just wait. Come here.
Other than that, Frax is just going to like try to keep his eyes on both Gormut and Tark.
Excellent.
That's all.
Fortunately, at the end of Frax's turn, these guys get to take their turn. Luckily, they're last in initiative, so you guys all did a really good job with initiative rolls. Congratulations. First battle. Very proud.
It'd be
and now
nice
I get
if
to
we
tell
were
you.
killing them.
So this one who has just been shot at and attempted to stab it, he is going to just turn around to Gormit and try and stab you with a little spear.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, he does
does.
critically hit you.
Speaking of killing us,
What an asshole.
I didn't mean. The dice are telling a story. I hope you all have backup characters made because.
It's his brother Hormit.
Hornet.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I also rolled like maximum damage on
Oh
that.
my
I'm
God.
so sorry.
Oh my god!
I have one hit point. Oh, frog in hell.
Oh no! And then with the rest of his attack, or rest of his movement, I'm sorry, on his turn, he's just gonna he's just gonna duck down beneath the water a little bit and try to like get a little cover from Frax. But I would say mechanically, it's not gonna give him any advantages. So the next one, seeing that you are being shot at, is gonna go 5, 10, 15. I have to check their speed. Oh, they only have 20 feet of movement. Look at that. Gets up to here, and is gonna try to huck his spear at Frax. Oh my god, I've never rolled so well with these little guys.
No.
Frax, does a 21 hit you?
Does.
Okay. At least it's not a crit. But he does 7 piercing damage to you.
That's a big hit.
This is brutal.
It's also level 1 combat. I'm so sorry. These two guys, though, are going to... So this one is swimming, so he gets a little extra movement. Okay. And then... Actually, I can only get to here. So they're going to try and come up and around. And again, I think this one, as he gets a little bit closer, he's going to try and chuck his spear at Tark. So I'll make one more attack roll for him here. 14? I can't believe I hit with all 3 of those. I'm so sorry. That's another 7 piercing damage.
Where are the bennies? Where are the bennies?
Yeah, right. I'm going to click the attack roll one more time. Okay, it's not broken. I just wanted to make sure.
No, wait, you wasted a bad roll. Oh.
Yeah, can you not do that?
Don't worry. I think Matt might know this because we've played, D&D before, but I notoriously roll very badly. So I
This is unlike you.
but not today, apparently. So that ends the Bullywugs' turn, and we're going to go back up to initiative. So round 2 of combat with Tark. You see that your friends are not doing super well.
I'm not doing well now. Oh my.
And you guys totally can disengage and run. Like, if you can always use the disengage, and like basically like in Pathfinder there's like withdraw, like you can run.
This is amazing.
All right, Tark is gonna back up 10 feet and pull out my short bow and shoot at the one that just threw a spear at me. He was right by the bridge.
This guy? Yeah.
Yes. No.
No. I will say you see that this guy, and I'll go ahead and mark them for you. This guy and the one that is near Frax, they have a slightly lower AC because they are not wielding shields. So they just are wearing like little slimy leather armor. But still, a 9 is not going to do it. Anything else on your turn, Tark?
No, that's it.
Hey, Gormit, how are you doing?
All right, you little bastard. And I swing my great sword. I'm going to chop his little fucking fishy head off. Yes. It was a 20.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll damage. That certainly hits.
Golly. 23.
Oh, just click on
it
great
did. I'm
sword and
sorry.
it should roll damage.
No, you know what it is?
Ooh.
You have to just click the damage by itself.
If you click like right in the chat, you can hover over
never
great
mind.
sword and then
I'll click the
just
first
go
one
click it.
just for karma. I'll click the first one. 11.
Oh,
11.
Go ahead and finish him. Tell me how you finish him.
So he ducks under the water, and I think that he just stands tall and just goes straight through the top of his head and out his mouth. How's that for a flaw, you little fuck? And off I go. I'm not gonna move much because I'm messed up, right? I'm feeling it, but I'm gonna creep just a few squares over here so that I can help Frax.
Excellent. All right, nicely done. Congratulations on your first kill, the first kill of the game.
It was almost the first death of the game was me. Oh.
I truly hope not. All right, Frax. This guy just chucked a spear at you, and now he is a little unarmed, angry frogman running up at you. What do you do?
This angry frogman is imposing mostly because Frax has a giant spear embedded in his body. This is a new experience for Frax, and he's not really liking it too much. So Frax is actually going to swing around, and he's going to move around the bush to this side. And notice that there's these fellows over here sort of cutting off his escape. Frax is going to look a little wounded, begin to cough up a little, maybe a little blood, but also that dark smoke begins to pour out of him again. And that surrounds him and Gorma.
I'm doing fog cloud.
Yeah, so it's going to be centered right here, and that frog is not going to be in it.
Around this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh wait, so 20-foot radius. Vocabulary. I'm going to actually cast it. Actually, I'm going to cast it at that point, including this frog in it. So that would be like.
Yeah. Let's see if I can.
There we go.
Oh,
I drew a.
Thank you.
Of course.
I should. That's a good note. Next time we do this, I will try to have some like things ready that we can drag onto the board for that. But I have not created them yet.
Not that though.
Oh, good. Yeah. So basically, Gormit, you see this happen. You see that there's now this thick fog that appears, much like it did in the tavern. I don't know though, because it's a little scary because you are not inside, and this is definitely a little freaky.
And if you look at my intelligence roll, that's exactly what I was going for. I stopped moving. Maybe that explains the short stop in my approach, but I'm going to be very still. Is there any chance that I saw him coming out of his mouth? Because I'm stalking up behind the Bullywug, so maybe not.
I would say give me a perception check too, because
Okay.
I'm sure you heard Frax moving a little bit, so you might have been able to glance up. Just give me general perception.
13.
13. It's hard to tell. I think that perhaps if you had rolled higher on that intelligence save, you could have parsed it. But
Yep.
I think it's still just like a little bit like weird stuff happens when you're around Frax, and you're not quite used to it yet.
No, I think this one's a spellcaster. I'm going to run from that one. It's not me. I'm not going to tangle with a spellcaster frog creature.
So yeah, other than that, Frax is just gonna kind of like move his body up against this bush and be very still.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is interesting now because this bullywug has no idea what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and give him a quick perception roll here, which they're not super good at. Yeah. So I think this is great too because you guys are kind of equidistant away from this little dude as he's like, I want you to imagine like big sloppy wet frog feet just like like you guys can hear him like pattering around. I'm gonna go ahead and roll. We'll roll a D. What is this? We'll just roll a D4 for him and see which direction he is just gonna run in because he's a little frog man. So I'll say on a 2, so we'll do a north. North is 1. We'll do east is 2, and then 3, 4. So he runs directly into the mist. He only has 20 feet of movement. And he just runs in a straight line and invokes an opportunity attack, actually, from Gormit.
Yeah, I was gonna. Okay, so I think there's just I suddenly see this thing kind of pattering through, like, you know, or whatever in front of me, and yeah, it's just like I just swing instinctively for 12.
So you do have disadvantage on this because you
7.
are also in the fog clouds.
Yep.
With 7.
7. Nope.
But it was a noble attempt. So these other 2, this one, it gets, again, I'll make another like wisdom save for him to see how these guys are engaging. Okay. Oh no. So, this one here, he seems like a little bit, he seems like he might be the Gormit of this group of bullywugs. He sees this mist, and you see, like, Tark, I think you can just kind of like barely make him out from beyond the edges of this mist, because you have a pretty like clear line of sight. You just see him get like really, like, he stares at the mist like wide-eyed, and then he just starts to waddle back towards the water like he's afraid. And he has just enough movement to get back in there and dive beneath the surface. So he disappears. This one, however, seems a bit more stalwart, and he is going to go a little bit away from it. And so it's 5. Kind of can only get so far. He's actually going to use his dash action, his full movement, to get up to Tark. But that's all he can do because he didn't have a spear anymore since he chucked it at you.
It's just like sticking in my arm.
Yeah. So he does. He like runs up and he's like, he tries to like grab it, but you're still a little bit taller than him, so he's now in combat with you. And that brings us back up to your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna drop my bow and draw my short sword and try to stab him as he's trying to pull this bow or spear out of my chest.
Excellent. 11 just hits because remember these guys don't have the little buckler.
Yeah. Here we go.
Ooh.
10 points.
Nice.
No, that's not.
Wait.
Wait, yeah. So you gotta just click on short sword in the chat, and it'll auto roll damage for you. Still very good though.
So only 4 points because I don't get my sneak attack. No,
you don't. But he's still not looking super happy with the fact that you just stabbed him for 5. Oops. Lenora forgot how to adjust HP on these little dudes things. So he's not looking super great, but he's still alive. And that brings us over to Gormit. Now, Gormit, you heard this little thing like run by you, and you can hear it kind of like making weird like frog noises and like patting around on the ground with his little wet frog feet. Go ahead and give me a perception roll, though.
Come on, perception. Come on. 16.
Excellent. Yeah. So you can make out the direction from which he's coming if you want to move towards him or away from him.
My heightened battle senses take over, and I take a 5-foot step behind the little bastard, and I just chop his head off. But unless I've got advantage, I basically just.
You do not. You have the opposite of advantage.
Oh. Yeah. So yeah, I swing over. I just think woof, and almost throw my shoulder out. I swing so hard, like whoa.
Just right over his head through a mist bank. And that brings us, unless you use any of your other movements.
At least he knows what I'm about to do next, and I'm gonna stay right behind him and make his life inconvenient, I think.
Alrighty. And that brings us to Frax. You can kind of hear this going on, I would assume.
Would Frax know the location of the creature and also the location of Gormut at the same time, or is he going to need to like?
I would say give me a perception roll, and I would say it's like I would say DC 15 at least to be able to determine like not necessarily where they're coming from, but like which is which.
No.
No.
No, you can just kind of hear this too. Like you just hear like big like swoosh like as the sword goes through, and then you hear like a rah, like a rivet sort of thing. And it sounds like there's a battle going on, but it's hard to tell.
Frax is a little shy right now, what with the impalement. Not really feeling his best self. Might have to rub some ash on that later. But he will, for the time being, he's going to back away just a little bit. And he might even like move to the edge of the smoke cloud and peer outward just to sort of like get like the lay of the land before popping back into the smoke. So I think he would like pop out to see that Tark is engaged with this thing.
Yep.
And then from here, after spying that, would he be able to cast a spell on this guy?
On this dude right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he pops out, he can certainly, like, as long as you're not within the radius of the effect of the spell, you would have, clear shot to this guy.
Okay. In that case, he would actually, instead of like popping out and popping back, as soon as he popped out, he would throw something at this guy. That's within 20 feet, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Frax is going to reaching down into his robes, retrieve this clay pot, and he's going to chuck this pot towards that. It's kind of like an improvised weapon. It's filled with liquid.
Yeah. Can you? Okay. Yeah. So you already have a macro for it. Perfect. Yeah. 17 certainly hits this little thing.
All right. It should probably. So I think what I would see that like Frax sees that melee, and he would come up and just reaching through his robes. He's well practiced in chucking these pots. Done it many a times, and it flies across the field and a nice arc and crashes right on the back of this slimy toad thing, breaking. Ooh, a nice hit.
Yeah, max damage on that.
But now that toad is covered in a very smelly oil.
I think Tark, you kind of get this great view of like just a clay pot come flying out of the mist and hit this thing like square in the back of the head, and it like, how in cartoons they do like the birds or whatever. This you sort of see that happen, only it's tadpoles, I guess, because he's a frog. He looks right fucked up.
And then
This smells terrible. Ugh.
You would probably know what this kind of oil is. It's pretty common. Like I think you probably would have bought this in Lothenburg from like maybe one of the gypsum, but because it's he uses a lot of it. But lamp oil.
Yeah, literally lamp oil. I love it. Do you stay outside of the circle, or do you go back in to the?
Frax is gonna after the heave. He's gonna duck back into the smoke.
Okay. All right. Excellent. And that brings us back around to the Bullywugs' turn. This little dude is gonna also just try and take an attack action at Gourmet at disadvantage. And again, I believe this was the little dude who chucked a spear, so he does not have a spear anymore, and he's just going to try and chomp on you with his little frog molars, I guess. And gets a 7. So
nope.
Gourmet, you just hear like this like rah, rabbit, and then like this you just hear like a as his jaw snaps shut, but it's like so far away from your head.
Is he close enough to me, like where I can kind of make out the sort of that what he's doing? He's biting at me like that.
Yeah, I would say that you guys are having. I think this is actually a really cool, like intense, like moment of mist battle where you like there's like a mote of mist that comes across, and then like a frog comes out at you, and you're doing the same to him, where like a sword will appear, and it's like you're within 5 feet of each other, so you can totally like that there's someone directly in front of you, but it's just like that weird where it's heavily obscured by the spell.
Yeah.
All right, and then the other one has pieced out for now. You guys don't know what he's doing.
Oh boy.
But that brings us back up to Tark. This dude in front of you is about to shake off his tadpole ring, but
all right. I'm gonna try to stab him again. Come on. 14.
Yes, that is a hit.
All right. Let me do this for damage. So 7 regular.
He is super dead. How do you do it?
So as he's like confused, I just kind of like stab him in the side, like, and just like not knowing his frog anatomy at all, hoping I stab something vital.
Yeah, you definitely do. And in fact, because he is a frog, I feel like you put like a lot more force behind the stab, because you're used to like stabbing people, I guess. And it just like butter. Very gross. You are now covered in lamp oil, swamp, and frog guts. Congratulations. And that brings us back to Gourmet.
My father says in a fair fight you don't bite. And I roll a 10.
10 is still not enough, my friend.
I swing this huge sword.
I love it.
And I don't have another attack, otherwise I might try to shove him. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stay engaged. And just can I like yell or something just imposing like to try to make my point and maybe get a little intimidation in there? Throw him off his rocker a little?
Sure, yeah, I'll allow it. Go ahead and give me an intimidation roll.
Nope, that's okay. I'm right here. I'll just hold still. You just stab me for my last hit point, I'll die. It'll be all over. It's fine. Yeah, I don't scare.
Well, we'll see. Because he's not doing very well either right now. And that brings us to Frax's turn. You still hear this epic battle.
Hearing Gourmet shout, Frax doesn't want to be part of that. So he moves out of the cloud. Emerging, he sees Tark fiercely stabbing a dead toad. I think your friend needs some assistance in there. And he gestures towards the smoke in a big sort of flamboyant, almost like as he reaches out, his tambourine sticks out. And Frax is going to hold... Can I hold an action to dismiss the smoke cloud?
let me look at fog cloud again. Okay, so
I want to just drop my
concentration.
concentration on it.
Yeah, so you can choose when to end the spell. If you want to, you can create like a trigger for that to happen.
Okay. Yeah. I want if Tark is going to try to move into it, I want to drop it.
All right, excellent. Unfortunately, it is not Tark's turn. It is the solo Bullywug's turn, and him and Gormit are having this excellent war of attrition right now. Oh no! Does a 21 hit?
Yeah,
19?
it does. Yeah, it does.
Or 19, yes, thank you, Matt. 19. Either or.
Yeah, 19. Yeah, it 19 just hits. Yeah.
All right. This bite attack deals you. So this thing, after you take that swing at it, and then it like ducks down, and using the full force of its little frog legs, it jumps up and just bites you directly. Like its whole mouth is on your face right now.
Oh, yeah, I go down. That puts me at -4. So I'm just out.
All right. So you are currently, and this is the first time this happened in this campaign. So for those of us who are less familiar with 5e rules, so you are currently unconscious and bleeding out, and now you are entering death saves territory. So on your next turn, I'll have you roll me a death save. But for now, that is all the Bullywug can do. And it is now Tark's turn.
So after seeing Gormit go down after being bit, I'm just going to scream, Gormit! And I'm going to charge the Bullywug from here. 5, 10, 15, 40 feet to right here. And I'm going to try to stab him. I'm just running straight at him.
I like that because, yeah, and so Frax, you drop the mist as you see this happen. So Tark, you absolutely do get your attack on this guy.
17.
Yes, absolutely.
7 points of damage.
I love it. I kind of want to be nice and be like, oh, well, technically Gormit's within 5 feet, but he's incapacitated, so you still don't get your sneak attack.
I know.
I think we got this.
All right. He looks super fucked up, and he like turns to you with like an expression of shock and horror as he's pulling his mouth off of Gormit's face. Gormit, go ahead and give me a death saving throw. I don't remember.
I think it's right
there's
here.
A button
Yeah,
for that
there
on
is.
Roll20.
Oh,
There-
3.
Oh, no.
Right, so that is
One fail.
one failure.
Oh, clicking out on the character sheet hurts me. 2 more to go.
Two more.
Oh, no. I promised myself as a DM, I was like, I'm gonna try really hard not to kill them in the first combat. Like, I can't do that. I'm a good enough DM now that I should know how to balance a fight for a level 1 party.
Yeah, but you don't account for Gormit dice. You don't.
All right, Frax, you see Gormit, you see this big dude is sprawled out on the ground, and these two, Tark and the Bullywug, are going at each other. What do you do?
Frax really wants to stop this very violent moment by causing more violence. He's going to move just a little bit closer. His hands now smoking a little bit. Also some smoke pouring out of the corners of his eyes. He thrusts his hands out, bony fingers with long fingernails towards the Bullywug, and a bonfire erupts underneath the toad.
All right.
Casting create bonfire.
No, this is dex save for me, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Excellent. Let's see here. Oof.
Ugh.
So he, unfortunately, this thing, it almost like, has a sixth sense when it comes to fire. He leaps out of the way, just boing, like leapfrogs straight out, and takes unfortunately no damage.
That the fire should persist there, though.
Yeah. So is it's in his space?
Yeah. So it fills that 5-foot cube, and when it first appears, and if the toad ends its turn there, it takes damage.
Okay, good to know. I should be able to pull up. Let's see what we've got.
And so Frax is actually going to move right up to it.
Ooh. We'll put a little fire on this guy. I feel like this is an icon I'm gonna have to I'm just gonna eventually have to give you access to use and manipulate this item with all of your fire spells. So I'll
you will.
make sure to do that. So he's still unfortunately standing, and it is his turn. So he is gonna try to turn and bite at Tark, who has just stabbed him. With a 9, so I think that misses you. All right. So fortunately, you were able to dodge out of the way, and that brings us to your turn, Tark.
All right. So as he lunges forward to bite me,
he has to do another dex save though, because he's still on the square of the flame.
Oh yeah, that's right. You literally just told me that, and my brain is like, he can't move. So, I mean, he could move, but he won't because you'll all op attack him and he'll immediately die. So instead, he'll just try not to get caught on fire. 16.
He's just dancing around the still fire.
To be fair, he's also very slimy, so that could be some of it.
Fire retardant.
Yeah, just absolutely soaking wet leather hide armor. But yes, that is Tark's turn.
All right. So as he's dancing around the fire, trying to move out of the way, I'm gonna try to track his position and stab him as he's moving into me to create a little momentum. Crit!
Absolutely. How do you finish him?
So with all this emotion from Gornit being his only friend, I swing so hard and I just cut his little frog fucking head off.
Yes, and there's this great moment where a bunch of the gross little frog blood goes through the bonfire and sizzles up, and it's all steamy and gross, and you just see the head rolls doof, 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 through the swamp right next to Gormit. And damn if that wasn't sick as hell, but Gormit will never know how cool it was because he still is unconscious and dying. So we are oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was gonna say we are still in initiative, I'd say, because of this. So that is a second failed save. Now
Yes.
Fraxinus, you and Tark both have turns right now to try and stabilize your friend. So you can do that with a medicine check, or if you have a spell that would otherwise do so.
Yep. Fraxinus sees that Gormit has more extra holes than Frax does. So Frax is going to move up and figure out where he's bleeding out the most, and he's going to reach down. A little bit of it's like a spark of flash of flame, but he moves up and immediately cauterizes the wound.
Yeah. Amazing. So with your cure wound spell, it's like getting a Gormit. This isn't as nice as even in the alleyway when Tark got some healing from Frax, because I feel like that was just a
little more precise. This is like a whoosh, maybe an explosion of fire with a little bit of just dried leaves from the bush to the right to sort of give it a little bit extra oomph.
So your eyes snap open as you, I guess, experience a searing pain, but in a good way, if that makes sense.
No, the pain, the burning, and the smell. Oh, and I look at Frax. I have gone to hell, haven't I?
Frax is just standing over Gourmet. His long hair kind of like drooped down over his face, the ashen like eyes staring down. He goes, "You'll make it." And he turns on his heel and marches a few steps over this way. And he looks very curious about the bridge.
Never having been out like this, I think he just sort of sits up dumbly and legs kind of out like this, you know, and his sword off to the side. Just, that thing beat me. Oh, I should go become a grocer. Can I stand at this point? What does my body feel like? Am I broken? Or like how bad is it?
You definitely don't feel super great. No. I imagine that in the process of healing you, somebody would have removed that spear that was sticking out of you. And I think you do, as you stand up, you kind of pull like a tooth out of your chin, because like the Bullywugs, I guess, I don't really know how that works. Like, do Bullywugs have teeth? They're frog people? I don't know. But
I'm keeping it. I am keeping the Bullywug tooth. I'm putting it in my inventory.
They have teeth now.
Yes. This one did. This one did.
Yeah. This one was a mutant somehow.
He's a mutant tooth.
One tooth. The lucky tooth.
In any case, yeah, you are able to stand. You are at 5 HP because right. in D&D we heal directly from 0.
That's right.
So you are at 5 out of your max HP, thanks to your friend. And again, you don't feel great, but you're mobile.
I don't know what you did, Fraxinus, but thank you. Thank you very much.
A gazing flame has many properties. Fire can torch and destroy, and can also make way for new life. It has many purposes.
Well, what?
Get up! There's a stinky well we must examine.
It's also cooking that frog over there.
So while this is happening, Tark's gonna like move down into the disgusting swamp water and use some of it to wash off all the oil and frog guts he's covered in.
Yep. You can certainly try. So I will say. The water itself is not fetid. It is clean water. It is just it is just like really like slow moving. So there's a lot of like algae. So it does take you, I think, like maybe like a couple extra minutes to execute the plan, because you scoop up some water and then realize you got algae on yourself, and then you're like, so it takes a minute, but you're able to get out. And yeah, so you guys are left alone. You do not see hide nor hair of that other little frogman who seemed.
One of them got away.
So yeah, you kind of have a few minutes to like, take stock of your situation.
I'm gonna examine the body of the ones the one that I killed and the other one. Is there anything whatsoever of value on them? Just kind of scavenge them.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll me a d4 real fast.
4.
4, excellent. Let me just see here. That is lucky. You get you see that this dude has like a little pouch on him, and the pouch has you like pull the drawstring open. You actually see that it has a couple little like crystals in it. Like, they don't look like they're super precious, and they're not like, very nicely cut, but you see there's a couple of like raw little like maybe semi-precious gemstones. So go ahead and roll me a d6, and we'll see how many you find.
Hey!
6.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, so you get 6 little semi-precious gems valued at, you can probably sell those for 1 gelt each. It's about 6 good.
Hey, fellas. Dinner's on me tonight. Look what I found.
That's between the two of them, or that's just on the one?
That's just on one of them. On the other one, go ahead and
search the other 2.
Yeah, if you guys want to roll me another d4, that would be excellent.
Yeah, I'll let Tark do that one.
Let's just roll 1, 4. 3.
3. All right. You find a preserved fish. It is like a salted fish. It's a little soggy, but it doesn't look like it's worth much money, but you could maybe eat it.
All right. I'll keep it.
And if you want to do, you can just give me an investigation check on the last one.
All right. This isn't so great, but 17.
Yes, a rogue with a +1 to his investigation. Perfect. In this instance, though, you do kind of you take a look, and I assume you're looking over this one because he would be the one to have it on him. You find a turtle shell shield. It is basically like a small, I guess, especially on Gormit, it would be like a small like buckler because it's like it was big on this other dude, this little tiny creature, but on Gormit it would be very small. But it looks like it does have like straps on the inside of it and could maybe be used to deflect missiles. So essentially, if Tark, if you wanted to use that, it would be like a +2 to AC on you. And Gormit, it would function the same. It would just look a little bit more silly.
How am I supposed to hold my big sword with a stupid shield like that?
I'll take it.
Yeah, so you acquire a turtle shell shield.
It matches your eyes, Talk.
Thanks.
Swamp green, I love it. All right, excellent. So other than the stuff that you were able to forage, there doesn't seem to be anything else of value. The spears are, basic, kind of meh, and they don't seem.
Oh yeah, pull this one out of me. Like the spears
unceremoniously, I just kind of grab it and just yank it out. I was just like, right. Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
Tark, how are you doing?
Okay.
Excellent. So after this event, it was probably, I think it said last time around like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, because you guys ventured outside of town. You ventured out pretty early. You walked for a little while, and we just got into this altercation. So I'd say it's probably, let's say, 2 in the afternoon abouts. And you can see that you still have presumably a little while left to travel. Although you all just kind of got pretty beat up. What are you guys? Do you continue on? Do you investigate the bridge? Like, where is the group at as a whole?
I think we're going to investigate the bridge and then maybe take a break.
Yeah. Where in relation to where we are right now is the well that we were headed to investigate?
Well, it's hard to say because you don't really know this area super well. But you were given directions. Why don't you roll me a survival check?
Mm. 11.
With an 11, it's hard to say how long it will take you guys, like hours-wise, to get there. But looking at like the little, I believe that guy you had spoken to at the general store gave you like a little like instruction. It doesn't seem to be too far off. Maybe another like 1 or 2 miles away.
Brax has been sort of almost like disengaged, looking at the woodwork of this dilapidated bridge, staring up through the broken rafters. He then sighs and turns to the other two, covered in frog loot. Gentlemen, I am diminished. I need to rest before we move forth, but that was excessive. I cannot sustain this sort of action with my powers.
Did you want
this bravado?
Did you want us to have a healthy debate with them then? They was gonna kill you.
I would prefer it if you would stand in front of me while I cast my magics.
You ran away from me.
I was trying to walk in front of you over the bridge so you didn't fall through. It's not my fault.
I am not putting blame on you two. I am merely criticizing. Know the difference?
That's not what it sounds like.
Well, we can do better.
I know.
You can do better.
I should have killed him. I should have just killed him in one shot.
I think that'll be the plan next time. But also make sure you are between them and I.
Don't move so stupid then.
Brax kind of gives Tark a little bit of a squinted glance, but doesn't say anything of it.
Right.
I'm going to take a nap. And Frax is going to move up to the middle of the bridge and slump down, sitting on his butt, throws his hood over his head, and he can move into like a cross-legged position and just sort of stays still for a bit.
So you begin to take a short rest. Do the two of you follow suit as well?
Yes.
I think I want to build a little fire using the burning fire of his small campfire off the side of the bridge, and I'm going to make some frog's legs. I think
this fire really, that was only a minute long. Yeah, so that probably just diminished. There is some smoking frog legs right there.
Yeah, so I will finish.
Stoke it up.
Yeah, I'll stoke it up and finish cooking a slab of frog meat and just try to rest. And I'm reflecting on this. I feel so low right now. A frog tried to eat off my face, and I'm staring at that tooth. Like I'm gonna kill every bullywug in the kingdom. They're going down.
I'll pull out my little piece of string and like make it into a necklace for him. Here you go. So you don't lose it.
For sure, there's this Rambo moment where he's like, "God damn right."
I love this origin story. Bullywug Hunter. This whole campaign is now just going to be you.
Gormit, the Bullywug Slayer.
Nice.
So go ahead. I would like actually all of you just to give me like you can kind of choose what you want to do. You can do nature or history, just to see what you know about these little creatures, because they are not super common around these parts, or people wouldn't be like having their animals come out and about, you know, in this area.
7.
Nature.
7.
Wow.
Do we win something?
Slavish would be great.
With that, you win this bit of information. Yeah, these things, you've definitely heard of them before. You know that they're called bullywugs, and you know that they exist, you know, in and around the kingdom, here and there, usually farther away from human settlement. So it's a little weird to see them this close to the town, because like normally you guys wouldn't have run into them for at least like, you know, a couple more miles or so, or even deeper into the woods. So it's a little weird. It just strikes you guys as weird that they were this close, but other than that, there's nothing like, you know, terrifying or mysterious about these creatures. They just are kind of like a nuisance that exist around the outskirts of the kingdom.
Aside from being admittedly a bit overcooked, are they all right? Are they good?
Yeah,
I lie to you. Yeah, they're great.
I would say go ahead and give me just like a Constitution saving throw, everyone who's partaking in.
Oh no! 7. 7. It tries to eat my face off, and then it gives me the shits.
No, I don't think so. I think that it's edible. No harm comes to you, but Gormit, it's not your favorite thing. You definitely don't like it. A little bit of an upset stomach.
Talk.
Sticks in your teeth.
Talk. I think this is going to give me the wind.
I would just throw it up now rather than later.
Excellent. So if you guys are taking a short rest, go ahead. You can roll your hit dice to recover HP. And regain any abilities that trigger after a short
I think
rest.
my hit dice is a D8. I don't know.
You are a rogue. It should be a D8. Yes.
7.
So much better.
Add your con to that.
Yes. So roll your hit dice plus your Constitution modifier.
Yeah, I'm full.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Well, that was a good nap, huh? You ready to get in another fight?
Oh man.
Rexus goes from like perfectly still to standing straight up. He moves to the middle of the bridge.
Hey, Talk. I think Fraxinus is ready to go. He's floating away or something.
So you guys
I guess we're ready to.
All right, yeah. So you guys kind of rejoin. You cross the rest of the bridge without incident. No deck saves needed. It's just kind of an old, grubby old bridge, and you continue on your way. So it is, probably about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon now that you guys have taken your rest and eaten a bite of food. And you do notice that it is starting to get a little bit more cloudy. Again, the misty weather that you guys have been having has not really let up, and it looks like it actually might turn to rain. So just something to keep in mind as you're traveling. Can I just go ahead and have whoever is leading the charge here? I don't know if you guys want to establish a marching order, but whoever is leading the charge, go ahead and give me a survival check, and you can do it if you choose with advantage, as I assume you are all assisting one another in this moment.
So I'll take that one. So 14.
Oh, system.
All right, now we need Frax to roll just to see if he gets a 14.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I feel like is that a mechanic that we do want to incorporate to this?
I mean, I'm interested.
I think so.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
If
Tenacity.
something happens if we all roll the same thing. I'll keep that in mind. But for so 14, you definitely do not lose the trail. You see that there are not necessarily roads out here, but there are footpaths and trails that go through and around. And you do actually, Gourmet, I think you kind of see here and again, there's some harder packed earth where you'll see just a big a hoof print from a cow or a horse coming through at some point, and smaller ones from goats or whatever has been grazing in the area. And it is kind of more scrubby, fields, rather than a dense forest that you guys are in. So after a while, pretty easily, you're able to see that there is kind of branching off from this main pathway that you guys are on. There is another little offshoot, that looks like it has these sort of animal tracks. And maybe even one or two wheel tracks from a hand cart or a wheelbarrow or something. So you're able to follow this. Eventually, you come upon a building. It is a large old stone building, and I will move you guys over to the map, realizing as I do so that none of your tokens are on here. So I will pull you on momentarily.
I'm going to take a little bio break for a very quick second.
Sure.
Who does that?
Likewise. I see things.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, they're both gone. I looked over. I didn't even hear Matt leaving.
We're gonna leave you all by yourself in this stream. Watch this. Ready? Here it goes. 2 seconds. I swear.
And he's back.
Good break.
Excellent. I just am realizing it's actually really good that we took a bio break because I have to put some icons on the map.
All right.
How was your bio break? Was it magical and wonderful?
Fantastic. It's everything I hoped it would be, and more.
I'm very glad. And now he's back. Yay!
Yeah.
So, I put you guys up at the top here, and for the moment, I would like you all to stay there while I describe what you see. So this old building, it is the actual walls of it kind of are pretty well intact. There's a little bit of, you can see there's a little bit of degradation, a little bit of moss. But for the most part, the structure of this building seems to be well and good. But I will say that as you follow along the trail, everybody just go ahead and give me perception rolls, please.
20.
Nice.
Nice. I think Frax, you start to notice this a little bit, but I don't know what it is about Gormit in this moment, but you immediately, Gormit.
He's so focused from those Bullywugs.
Yeah.
He's so hyper focused. Right
It's like, when you lick the toad and you get that.
He licks the tooth. He's like.
Well, you realize, so Frax, again, you kind of start to smell this, but Gormit, you like tune into it and you realize that you begin to kind of follow your nose. There is an unmistakable scent of death and decay here. It smells just absolutely awful, like rotting meat for like days.
I'd hold my hand up, right, and draw my sword sort of with a stop motion, but then my hand closes on the hilt of my great sword, and there's something dead
smell
about
it too. A rot.
What? Huh?
What's the deal with the big building? Does it look like a ruin? I'm thinking it looks like a ruin.
Yeah, so I think
Okay.
from where you guys are, maybe some of you can sort of see in. It's dark inside, but it does have a roof. It's cracked in a couple of places. Not a whole bunch of light inside, but not enough so that it's dark or you need dark vision to see inside. I think from where you guys are standing, it's not super clear, but there looks to be a bunch of like rubble and stuff on the inside. But before we advance, I will say, with a 20, and that you just are getting this, you hold your hand up and you kind of like sniffing around, and then I think you hear just like faintly like a scrabbling kind of scratching like noise coming from inside of this building.
There's something moving in there, guys. Hey, Talk, why don't you sneak up there and have a look? Aren't you scared of ghosts?
Gentlemen, there are things in this world that are more terrifying than ghosts, and they're very, very real.
Whoa,
You don't have to be scared of the dark, Frax. It's okay.
Talk's
I have lived in the darkness. That's why I carry a lamp.
Exactly. I understand. You're scared. It's okay.
Getting Bane vibes.
Be careful.
Of course. I draw my sword and my dagger, and I'll try to sneak up there.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check, please.
Nice.
20.
Very, very good. Let me look at this little thingy.
10, 15, 20, 25. So I'll move 25 to there.
At
least sneak up.
Perfect. So I think that you can. So as you're sneaking, you're kind of keeping low. You don't see anything quite yet, but you see on the inside of the building, and you can just kind of make this out. You see that there are remains here. Like you see, like what could be like a body, perhaps. And you do start. Even you at this point, you're starting to smell this, and you're starting to hear a couple of noises coming from inside. Can I have you give me another perception check, please, as you're getting a little closer?
12. I'm very focused on sneaking right now.
Absolutely, and no real new information other than what I've described to you. Do you continue to approach?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Go another 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll stop in the doorway and like hugging the side of the wall.
I'm putting this on the layer as we come upon it. You kind of get to see what's happening here. So very quietly, and I love this too because there's no door, so you're just like, pressed up against the rock or whatever. But you're a dwarf. You're so used to dealing with.
I've got my big beer belly sticking out on the outside of the wall as I'm like.
He's going all the way up to the front.
And you see that there are these 3 little creatures in here that you would easily recognize to be goblins. They are well-known little shits who roam the countryside in small bands and take what they can. And unfortunately, it looks like whoever these people were, you see that there's a body right here, and you see that there's a body over here. And you sort of see this little dude is like rummaging around in a sack over here, and they're like chittering to each other in like these, little goblinoid voices. Do you speak Goblin at all?
I don't think so. Why did I speak such a treacherous tongue?
I had to ask.
I don't even know where my languages are on this character sheet. Languages. Here we are. No.
Okay, so yeah, you have no idea what these things are saying, but they're like chittering to each other. And none of them seem to notice you at first. What do you do now that you see? Because it looks like they're rummaging through little like sacks of things, maybe that they've taken from these bodies.
All right, I'm gonna back up, and as I slowly sneak back down the stairs, I'm gonna lay out my my ball bearings.
Go ahead and give me another. Give me a sleight of hand check.
21.
Yes.
Well done. And I'll have that 20 stealth check carry over. So these things do not notice you, and you deftly like.
So I'm gonna come down to like right here outside and like, come here, you little shits.
All
I'm
right.
gonna call out to them.
Oh no.
There's 3 goblins.
Oh, all right.
Everybody, go ahead and roll me initiative again, please.
I do not have control of my person, Len.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Why you no work?
I don't know.
Wait. So click on my pawn and then roll initiative. That worked. There we go. I figured it out.
Okay.
Hey.
Represents Gormit the Beggar. What? I think we had this problem last time, didn't we?
I think.
Is he
maybe.
on the?
Am I on
just
the
not
right
on the
layer?
board?
Am I on the wrong layer?
Oh, he's there.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
you're
I
on the
can
right
click
layer.
on him. It's so weird. Now it's interesting. I can click on him. I have 2 views open. One goes to the stream, and I try to stay out of it. I can click on him in that one, but not the other one. All right, I'll do that. Never mind.
And you guys are both good with your tokens.
Yeah, mine works.
I wonder, Jason, if you want to try going into your journal, if you tried dragging your dude onto the board from your journal, I wonder if that would work.
Yep. Let's try that. I cannot do that. Wait.
Grab the text.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop them down there. You should be able to.
No, I'm not even getting the drag. There it goes. Let's see. Nope. Something. Hang on. Let me reload this view real quick.
I was gonna say,
I might be having a roll 20 situation.
I'm double checking the icon as well.
Sorry,
Work.
viewers watching. Stuff happens. Can you imagine this happening with like miniatures? Oh, now I can't see anything at all. This is really
stuck to the
weird.
table.
Now both of my views went black.
Are you back on now?
Now I'm back.
What are you breaking?
I'm not doing anything, man. Okay, it's fixed. Whatever you did, it's fixed. I'm clicking on my guy, and I'm gonna roll. I gotta go open my character sheet again.
I just deleted your icon and put in the same one on.
It's the D&D equivalent of reboot.
Yeah, literally. I tried turning it off and turning it on again.
You got that 18 for initiative.
Yeah.
I probably should roll initiative for these little dudes too, huh?
So you want me
Looks
to?
like you did.
Do you want me to re-roll my initiative since it was disconnected and weird, or you want to add my 18?
Nope, you're fine.
Okay.
The 18 is fine. Just so long as you are in.
I'm not in the turn order right now.
Yeah, hold on, I got you.
Thank you.
Wait, can you guys not see the turn order you said?
Yeah, I can. No, I can see it. I'm just not in it. Well, goblins are.
Yeah, everyone but him.
I don't see Gormit.
Okay, it's because.
Everybody but him.
Yeah.
You got 15. Sorry, the one of my favorite things about going into like multiple combat situations on Roll20 is that it will keep the old initiative. So I just had to sort through and see which ones were the correct numbers. All right, let's see. Add turn. Hold on, I gotta move your dude for you for a second. Okay, here we go. You got 18. Good job.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
Word. All right. Does that look good to everybody?
Yeah, looks good.
Sure.
All right. Perfect. So, as if on cue, after being shouted at, you just hear like, wah, wah, and then this little dude is gonna try and run out and around. And I'm assuming you place the ball bearings like all over the stairs.
Oh yeah, all over the stairs.
Perfect. I will roll a dexterity saving throw for this dude. See how he fares against your devious trap. I don't think 14 is enough. I think you did a really good job with that sleight of hand check, and I think that this is a pretty well laid little trap. So I'm thinking that the DC was at least 15 or above. So this little dude, he like runs out, and he's got like this little what is he fucking carrying? He has like a little shitty like rusty scimitar. It looks like maybe at one point it was like a butcher's knife, but it's been like chipped and like reforged into some crappy goblin weapon. And he like runs out. He's like, and then he just like gets on the stairs and just like, like falls all the way down it. So he goes at least to here and is prone. So that's not great for him. And on this other dude's turn, he runs to here, and this dude, he kind of like peeks around the corner at you, Tark, and at his dude, his like friend who just fell over, and he shouts something at you in Goblin as he pulls out a little short bow and is going to try and shoot you with it. So he.
Yeah.
Oh.
He does do that. I swear, this is uncharacteristic for me. Like, if my player characters could roll this well, I would be so happy. But yeah, so he does 7 to you, Tark. And then this little other dude comes out. Can't move through walls though. And he also he doesn't have that much movement left, but he's going to try and also run down the stairs. I think that the DC is a little bit less for this guy because I'm assuming that the other goblin took some of those links with him. So I'll make another dex check though.
That's so amazing.
So again, he just kind of like falls. We'll put him right next to his buddy here. So these two just absolutely eat shit right in front of you, Tark, and they are both prone. So that is their turn because they are little goblins, and that gives Gormit the next up in initiative.
So are we measuring, I guess, from the center of my square, right, for move?
Yeah, so just each square is 5 feet. I usually use the snap to center ruler turn, so
okay,
yeah,
so I'd actually be able to get there.
Movement.
I've got this talk! I scream and run in, and I'm gonna just like, let's see how I roll, and we'll know what I do based on that. I'm gonna, nope, I don't know, 13.
They're prone.
Yeah, you have advantage because they're prone too.
Ooh, yes.
13 does not hit these little guys though. Again, much like the bullywugs in the swamp, it looks like these strange little creatures tend to try and get like, they have like little leather scraps and like little stitched together. There's like, and you see on this goblin, I think you think you get it, and then you realize that like he has a little like wooden shield like clutched to him, and you just stick like your sword like right into the shield, and then he like looks up at you.
Yeah, because I'm slashing, right? So I think I run up and just like, and just the tip hits the shield, and the rest just buries itself in the dirt. Oh, fuck. Next.
Screaming at you in Goblin and just like writhing around in this, and I like the image of this too. Like as all of this, all the rest of you are taking their turns, these two dudes are like scrambling around on the ground, just like trying to get up, but they're still like just there's so many ball bearings that they're like sliding. And that brings us to Frax.
Frax is going to move. fairly close. He's going to move almost just behind Gormut. Actually, no, he'll move all the way to here. So does he see this guy right here?
I would say for ranged attacks, he's probably going to have partial cover. So he'll get a little boost to his AC just because he's still kind of like, this goblin's doing the thing where he's like flat against the wall, but you can see like his little ears sticking out.
He's a deadly archer. Be careful.
He is. He's a goblin rogue.
Oh,
That is why Frax is going to create a bonfire right in that square. It's not want that guy to be there anymore.
Fair enough. I will make a dex save for the little dude. I have to admit that as a D&D player and also as a GM, goblins might be one of my favorite things in D&D just in general.
Oh, they're the best.
They're horrible little monsters, and I love them so much.
Ooh.
I believe that's a failure.
Right.
Ow. Yeah, you light this guy up, and you immediately hear him. He screams from inside. He's like, "Ah, ow!" And he's like howling with like rage and pain. And he takes 4 points of damage, which is a lot for a goblin because they're not super hardy. Excellent. Anything else in your turn?
That's all.
All right, Tark. These two little boyos are prone on the ground in front of you, struggling.
All right, so I'm gonna try to stab one with my short sword now that he's on the ground. 17 because of the advantage.
Certainly does hit.
All right, 11 points because I finally get my sneak attack.
Which one do you attack? I assume this
the one right in front of me. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's super duper dead. You absolutely put your sword right through his jugular, and he just stops moving. It's pretty gross. And then on their turn, this little guy is going to move out of the space of the bonfire, move back here, and take a shot at Frax with his bow, because he does not like being lit on fire.
Same.
10.
Does not hit.
Yeah, he's a little singed, and you see that his like bowstring is also like kind of like still burning, and he's just like wildly trying to shoot at you. Misses completely. And then this little one is going to jump to his feet. He's no longer prone, and then he is going to a bonus action disengage and go. How many feet did Goblin have? Yeah, just 30 feet. Okay. And he goes over here and runs away. And you hear like as he runs away, he's like shouting and cussing at you guys in Goblin, and you see that he like holds up like a little middle finger, and he's just like and he starts running away. And that's his turn.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna chase him down.
Absolutely. So yeah, you saw him run around this little tree.
Yeah.
It is your turn.
I don't like having the finger extended. That's. I'm gonna try to kill him. Flame. I'm trying something new. Flame. Make this hurt him.
It doesn't.
I chop into the tree. I think I just chop a big. Just take.
And I think this is really great too, Gormit, because it's like, you know, you had a little bit of trouble with the Bullywugs, but like that could maybe be passed off for like terrain and like mist and like all the wild circumstances. I think you might in this moment be beginning to realize that things that are small and fast are hard to hit with big sword. So he like ducks down and the sword goes right over his head into the tree. Anything else on your turn, my friend?
Nope. I'm gonna kill him. He's gonna die for sure.
Excellent. That brings us to Frax. You are I assume leveling your gaze at this little dude.
Mm-hmm. Frax is going to move the bonfire underneath him.
Okay. So he has to make another dex save?
Yes.
Very good. That's such a fun. That's like a miniature. What is that? A miniature flaming spear?
Kind of, yeah. But it was more Ooh.
Don't mind me moving. I'm just moving so the stream can see what he's doing. So, because it goes to my view. I'll put myself back in a second.
So this little goblin, he does like the sickest, most badass, like Matrix style backflip out of your flaming sphere, and he like lands. And he does like a cool superhero like landing where he like has his like a Hawkeye moment where he has his bow ready to fire at you, and he takes no damage. However, it is unfortunately Tark's turn. So
I'm gonna also move away from the doorway, so I'm gonna end up like right over here.
Hell yeah!
So how clear is the stairway now that two goblins have pretty much cleared it all the ball bearing?
I'll say you still are going to have to make a check, but it's a very low DC.
All right. We'll go 5, 10, 15.
Okay. Just go ahead and give me that
dex save.
I was going to say, you got to beat a 10. And you did it. Yeah, I think you just like stumble a little bit and like smash your knee onto one of the stairs, and you're not prone because I don't think it was that bad, but I don't think you can fully get up there.
Okay, then I'm just gonna grab the other goblin and throw it at him.
Okay.
In anger.
This would be athletics.
15.
15. I'm gonna give. So Tark, you do that. You huck this little dead goblin at his friend, and I'm gonna give this goblin a dexterity save with advantage because that's an improvised weapon and
absolutely
a large projectile being hucked at him. I love this little goblin. He's a true hero of his people. He's an Olympic champion of the goblins. Yeah, and he like dives out of the way again, and he's just like he doesn't even dive. He like does like a cool barrel roll, and then again pops up with his bow ready to shoot. Which it's his turn, so he does. Unless you take any other action on your turn.
No, I can't get up the stairs.
Another short bow attack at you. Does a 16 hit?
Oh no.
I'm still up.
You got two arrows sticking out of you now.
There's an anime moment between you two where like you're having the background blurs and we get all these cool like action lines, and that's what we're seeing inside. And then on this one's turn, who I believe is still Gormit should be over here engaged. He is going to again take the disengage action, and he does a little climbs up here, shimmies on up here at the edge of the well, and then leaps and is going to try and grab a rope that is hanging down into this well. And Gormit, as you have followed this goblin up here, you can just smell this rancid, horrible smell just emanating from the well. But he leaps. I'll give him a dex check.
No.
Oh! And this goblin thinks
he's hot of a dancer like the other goblin.
Huh?
As hot of a dancer like the other goblin.
Oh God, no! This guy is not the Olympic gold medalist of goblin gymnastics, and he thinks he's really cool. Reaches out for the rope, and then Gormit, you see as he like like misses and absolutely tumbles into the well. He is going to take. Oh no! Yeah, you just hear this like at the bottom and like a splash, and a small feeble like of pain.
So I think I move up to the side. I kind of look around. I put my sword over my shoulder. Got one. And I'm gonna head back. Job done. Let me see how far I can go.
I will say, Gormit, give me a perception check.
I don't think he's dead, but they don't know that.
That's persuasion, which
oh
you
shit!
rolled a one.
Well, sorry, clicked the wrong button. Yes. Oh, not much better.
Yeah, hard to see at the bottom of the well. It's about 20 feet down into the darkness. Actually, it's about 30 feet down into the darkness. And you do see, I think, just like ripples in the water reflecting the light above. You do see a little goblin form kind of flailing about in there. But yeah, you can go rejoin your friends.
I do. So I will, just satisfied that they'll think I killed
Throw
it.
me up the stairs.
What? You say that to me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to just drop my sword and scoop his ass up and throw him up the stairs without any further... He always knows what he's doing, right? He's never got it wrong. So is that strength, athletics? How are you going to...
Athletics, please.
I think my shoulder from earlier when I swung too hard, and I think I bashed his head into the steps. I was just,
I think so, and I think the best part about this too is that you're throwing him up steps, and he doesn't quite clear them, and then he kind of like bounces like once or twice, like it probably. So, Park, I'll say that you get to about with the thrown speed, you get to about here. So you're at the top of the stairs, prone on your butt, looking up at this angry goblin archer who wants to definitely kill you.
And you're now at point blank range. Sorry.
Oh man.
I thought you were strong.
I pulled my shoulder.
And that is back to Frax. Frax, you saw the goblin. I think from your vantage point, you also saw the goblin fail into the well.
Frax wants to investigate that later. For now, he's going to move back up behind Gormat to see his dancing friend still alive, and we'll move the flame right on top of him again.
Okay. Oh man, now I kind of want this goblin to survive.
I can join the party.
Sorry.
Oh,
This one goblin is a true hero. I love him. Just dodging every projectile and bonfire.
Frax is going to move a little bit back. He has 10 more movement just to sort of try to get out of the range of that thing's bow, but that's it.
All right. That brings us to Tark. Now, Tark, you made it to the top of the stairs. You did. With the assistance of
I
your
did
friend.
it.
You're welcome.
So I'm gonna stand up and step forward and try to stab this goblin.
As you do.
No! I'm still disoriented, so I'm kind of like wobbly from getting thrown into the steps. I just kind of like stab forward and miss.
Oh man, honestly I love level 1 combat. I forgot how much level 1 characters are. Yeah, I mean that I think uses your action economy unless you want to use any more of your movement.
I'll bonus action to slide back down the stairs. I'll disengage and move back down the stairs. He's too quick, and I'm hurt.
So, are you're a rogue? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have your cunning action yet?
No, I don't. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm a liar.
Rogues do not get cunning action to disengage until I believe second level. So.
Nope, staying right there.
I mean, listen, Tyler, you certainly can do that. I will attack you, though.
Nah, I think I'll save it.
Fair enough. And that brings us to the goblin's turn. So on his turn, he will, because he's a goblin, will bonus action disengage. And he will go 5, 10, 15, 20. And he, like, jumps up on this little stone pedestal thing, like the true hero he is, and he levels a shot at you. And is going to try and take you down. Does a 12 hit?
No.
He misses. And he cusses at you and goblin some more.
For the first time.
He also, after he misses his shot, he lowers his bow, turns around, and moons you for a hot second. And that brings us back to Gormit.
So I don't know anything about these little balls or whatever, so I'm gonna go chop a goblin in half right up the fucking stairs. Watch. What do I have to roll? Dex save?
You have to roll a dex save, but at this point the DC is very, very low. Just roll above a 5, just please.
14. So I think he takes big steps. He is dying to redeem himself, so he's skipping steps on the way up. Can I close the distance? Let's see. I'm trying to move this around so the stream can see it too. I can't get all the way there, can
I? That would have been 15, and then yeah, you can only get up to here.
Oh boy! And I think I'm running headlong, and I'm just running up, and I'll try to intimidate him or something. But yeah, that's about where I'll stop.
Alrighty. Do you have any? You can certainly throw something at it if you have.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw because I've got other weapons. I'm gonna throw this piece of shit sword because it was going down. I'm just gonna huck it at him like widthwise, so it clobbers him.
All right, absolutely. This would be like an improvised weapon, so it's definitely not going to do full damage. But you can use your athletics. Actually, it would just be a ranged attack roll. So just. I would say, let me look at your sheet real quick because I was gonna say
I don't have a straight range weapon.
Fighter.
So just a dex.
Go ahead and yeah. So what you would do is this would just you can roll your attack with your greatsword, but you will take a -3 penalty on this because you will be using dex instead of.
So there you go, 17.
After the
-3. That's the secret. It's got to be a thrown weapon.
We're going to just throw everything now.
I will say again, because this is not doing great sword damage. Go ahead and give me just roll 1d6.
Okay.
Plus your strength, though.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It's an improvised. It's a 1d4. Excuse me.
1d4 plus strength.
1d4 plus. Strength, yes.
Stop it.
I'm pretty sure this is not how the D&D rules work, but I think this is
I don't think so.
So that's 3, and my strength, what is this, 3? So 6? Does this, like, just kill it? Does it kill it?
You can shove it up his ass.
In perhaps the most heroic moment
I threw it like this,
far.
right? I threw it like this. So it's like tumbling.
It just turns handle first.
It just happens to turn on the blade side and catch him right in his throat. And he's like, I think he's staring at me like, no way. Like Keanu would.
Absolutely.
Hey, what? Doc, I killed it. I really killed it. That one. I'm so excited.
So yeah, you mostly decapitate this little goblin, and in his final heroic goblin moments, he bleeds out and dies as he falls off of the pedestal with your sword in him, and you see his little hands reach up, and he just like whispers something that is probably super epic in Goblin, but no one will ever know what it was. So, but yeah, for the moment, the scene is quiet. And you guys are out of initiative.
I'm gonna start looting. The dead people here, the goblins, anyone inside at this point.
So all of the goblins, you don't really need to make investigation on this. So each of them have a short bow. Each of them have a scimitar-like weapon, although they're like goblin size. So like I would say that a humanoid could not, or like a larger human, like human or elf human. These would not be very good size for you guys. They're also really rusty and crappy, so they're probably not worth much money. But that is 2 short bows and 2 scimitars, goblin scimitars. The heroic hero has obviously like a quiver of arrows. You can roll if you need to replenish your arrows. I don't like keeping super track of ammunition in D&D. I feel like that's something that I don't mess with a lot, but maybe we'll address it later on. But for now, you can certainly replenish your supply of arrows from them. The heroic one definitely has like a little bag of like dice, like carved dice. and he has a sack full of copper bits as well. So go ahead and roll me a d20. Whoever is looting, who I imagine is Tark.
Yeah, that's got to be Tark.
Yeah, so he has 7 copper bits on him. And go ahead and do an investigation check, please, on these bodies.
19.
Excellent. So you notice a couple things. The bodies here are not goblin. One of them, actually the one that you are standing near, this one, it is a dwarf. It's like a middle-aged looking dwarven man. He's kind of got this like scraggly beard, but whatever's left of his scraggly beard. As you see, bits and pieces of him have been removed, and you can probably assume munched on by local flora and fauna or goblins. So he's not looking super great. It also looks like anything of value on this person, like even like down to strips of cloth and fabric and leathers, were taken away by these little goblins who were kind of like, it looked like when you came upon him in the process of like raiding the bodies themselves. So whatever valuables this dude had, not very many. But you do find there's like, I don't know, a couple leather scraps that you could maybe recycle, but pretty much nothing on him. This other body, though, it looks to be in a slightly less bad situation as far as like having the goblins haven't quite done their work on it yet. And you see that it is actually, so it's a human woman. And you do notice, I think with that 19 investigation, you do notice that she was wearing the colors of the Order of the Spark. So she presumably was maybe like a town's guard or like something affiliated with the church of the Gazing Flame. And it's very weird to see her all the way out here. But similarly to the guy that you were investigating, there's not really anything valuable on her except for maybe like, again, like little bits and scraps of recyclable clothing and leather. The goblins.
Does she have like an Order of the Spark patch or something like that?
Not really. I mean, you could maybe like cut the insignia off of her tabard because she wears
tabard. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, it's super gross and bloodstained and smelly.
That's okay.
Certainly do that.
I'm gonna be digging a hole while he's doing this. You can't leave the dead above ground. Gives everybody the shits if you do that. That's what my father used to say. So I'll go dig a hole.
Yeah. Frax, what are you doing?
So while those two were rummaging around inside, Frax, the battle had quelled, began meandering around that old tree to the other side and peered down into the well, trying to see as far as he could see with his night accustomed eyes.
Yeah, with your dark vision, you can clearly see down to the bottom of the well. It's about 30 feet down. There is a very, very little bit of like mucky, murky water at the bottom. And you do not see a goblin in it. So presumably the goblin that fell down into the well was able to drag himself out of the water. And I think because you just have really good eyesight, like you can probably just see this. There's a tiny little place in like the bottom of the well where it looks like there might have been some like rocks or something that crumbled into it and like a passageway going in. And you can just kind of like see this with your eyes. Because dark vision is awesome.
Yes. Frax is like looking around the well to see like, is it just like the rope that they use to climb up and out, or is there another way up and down the side of the well?
There's definitely the rope, which looks like it couldn't probably hold much weight. But you do specifically see that there are a couple of tree roots and vines that kind of lead down, so that maybe for a larger humanoid who the rope wouldn't support, you might be able to carefully climb down.
Yeah. Frax is just going to remain there by the side of the well for right now.
Can you give me another perception check though, Frax?
Yeah.
While you're hanging out there.
16.
Yeah. So with a 16, I think you're pretty much you're kind of, paying enough attention to your surroundings to know that the smells that you smelled when you were walking into this sort of like arena, you definitely smelled the like decay and the bodies and stuff coming from inside the old mill.
Mhm.
But when you get near the well, it is much stronger. It is much worse. It smells like there are dead stuff down there. Like the water itself at the bottom is like murky and kind of like gross, and it's just like it's not good.
All right, that is concerning.
Yeah. So, so you guys, are you gonna like take a short rest, or like what are you guys doing here? So I know that Gormit wants to bury the bodies. I don't know what Tark's doing.
So you said down in the well is just water?
There looks to be like a puddle of old murky water at the bottom, and then it looks like there's some rocks where maybe someone could climb out of the water.
Frax is, as soon as he sees either Tark or Gormut, he's going to look at them and say, I'm going down there.
Not by yourself, you know.
I need healing.
Okay.
Also, why?
I need
Would you like to go first?
He's dead. He fell down there, and he's what? Why?
He is not, his body no longer remains. I do not wish to dally down in the depths, but I wish to at least know what is causing that awful stench.
Well, if you've not smelled a dead thing before, there's a corpse down there, or something. I don't think you should go down there. I don't. I think, you know who should go down there? I once saw Tark climb the outside of a tower, except he didn't have no window to get into. What do you mean, no?
I'm hurt. You go down there.
I can't.
Frax is now putting himself up onto the edge of the well. He's grabbing onto the tree roots, and he's beginning to lower himself down into the depths of the well.
I think as he stands up on the side, Gormit, with his big meat hook of a hand, just kind of grabs the back of his robes, and he may lean forward. No, you don't. No, you don't. No.
So I'm gonna have Frax. You can give me a dexterity, like an acrobatics check, and Gormit can give me athletics.
Fuck. 6.
Frax is swifter than you probably imagine, and he's on his way down there before you can get to the edge of that well.
Talk.
I mean,
I look down.
Oh my gosh.
So
what's he really paying us?
He saved my life.
And you saved his.
As he's lowering himself down, Frax has created a bonfire down at the bottom of the well.
Certainly doable. So yeah, you kind of start to climb down in this illuminated, or you have illuminated this space. I'm going to take you off the map, and I will put you on another map. So glad I had all these maps ready. I'm gonna leave. This is interesting. How do I do this? Boop. Also, I want to say, for this next map, scale isn't 100% correct on my part to what you guys were just seeing on this map. So please bear with me on that. I wanted to make a beautiful map for you guys, and it just the proportions are a little weird.
Elena, if you drop me in, the stream will see it. I obviously won't act, but if you just put me somewhere, I'll follow Frax around.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull all of you guys over real quick. I'll put you guys there just so that, again, for continuity, we can kind of see.
I can see everything, by the way.
You can see everything?
Yes.
Why can you see everything?
I'm holding my hand over the screen.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't really matter, because you can't see the important things because they're not on the layer. But it's probably because I didn't turn on dynamic lighting, which is now on. Okay.
Oh, now I can see it all.
Perfect.
Now I can see nothing.
I can see absolutely nothing.
You should be able to see something now. I just put you on, and
no, I can see myself.
You still can't see?
Yeah, the stream sees a big black box with just ugly old Gormit in there.
That actually makes sense, though, because I'm pretty sure this does not have daylight on, so your token should not have dark vision.
Have dark vision, that's right.
And daylight mode is...
I have a flaming bonfire illuminating the space.
Yeah, I'll add that on right now. Let me see. Layer. Oops, let's see. See, this is... I really like Roll20. Honestly, I don't shout out Roll20 enough for the fact that it does have really cool stuff like this. So how do you know how much light your bonfire emits?
I
think it's probably like 20.
I think it's 20 and 20. Like 20, just like a normal campfire.
Okay.
So talk.
You see?
We can't let him just go down there by himself. I think you should go down there with him.
I mean, I'm really hurt, so...
So, Frax, you should be here. You guys obviously theater the mind that you are not here, so move away a little bit. But
didn't you say something about a healing potion we found before? Right.
Frax.
I gave it to Frax.
Oh boy. Well, you should go down and get it then.
Frax is just standing in the bottom of the well, kind of looking around, trying to see where the goblin had gone off to.
Yeah, so you see that there's like this area over here is kind of like there's like a rocky like outcropping. And I think generally, what's your passive perception? Pretty good, right?
That would be, yeah, it's really good. 16.
Yeah, with a 16, you see that there's like this like big rock slab which looks like it could easily be kind of like moved in and out of the way by, it's not like a super giant boulder. It looks like it's kind of like a makeshift like door kind of thing. Like a trap door, if you will. So you do see that, and you see because again you kind of have better dark vision, you can kind of see that the water is like shallow over here. It looks like, because you're standing probably about, like, for a goblin you're probably standing at like face height, but you are like up to your knees, a little bit over your knees, standing in this water, and it gets shallower up towards this end.
Frax, having gotten sort of like this little lay of this, does he? So the water is like pretty putrid, right? Is the water giving off the stench?
Doesn't smell great. No, it smells like old, rotten, stagnant water. There's like flies. There's mosquitoes. There's definitely something bad. Go ahead and make a perception check for me on the water itself, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Frax, and I think that there's like this gross moment of like dawning realization as you like kind of move through the water.
You see a little turd?
Worse than that. You see like a chunk of something that might have been flesh at one point just kind of like bubble up around you, and it just gives off this horrible stench. And it looks like as you're like looking around, you're realizing that this looks like people have been throwing, or whatever creatures are down here, presumably goblins, they've been throwing out like scrap meat and like bits of dead things into this pool of water. So as you move, you feel like maybe like a bone brush against your leg, and it's just like absolutely fetid and just so gross. Actually also brings me to point. Go ahead and give me a con save, bud.
Oh no, you're gonna get the diarrhea.
Constitution. Also 20.
Oh my god, holy shit. Frax, what is it about Fraxinus at this point that makes this like scene bearable? Like, how does he deal with this?
Given the majority of his life, this is probably the most home-like space he's been in since he's left Umberhold. So this is kind of familiar, not just the dark, dank cavern, but the sort of putrid, rotting thing that he is meant to investigate. Despite the familiarity of the scene, Frax begins to pull himself out of the well to rejoin the other two.
Hey,
Yeah.
I think he's coming back up, Talk.
Good.
You can certainly do that. I will have you make again, either acrobatics or athletics for me, Frax. Yeah. As you say this, Gourmet, I think Frax's old, long nailed fingers kind of at the top of the well, and he just pulls himself up so nimbly for an old guy. It's really weird.
Yeah, I think as he sees, he's like,
You enjoy your little trip.
Yeah, I think he's coming back. Oh no, he's definitely whoa. he's out.
And he smells absolutely horrible. He smells like death. But yeah, you guys are all rejoined at the top of the well. I'll move you back over to the other map. What are you guys doing? What do you think?
Frax is immediately taking off his robe, and sort of just throwing it to the ground for a bit, and he's dragging his feet in the grass, trying to get as much of that putrid water out from his toes, his bare feet. So now he's you two probably have seen him this for the first time. He has a large rucksack that's stuffed full with many different other sacks hanging off of it. A bundle across his chest, a long short bow sort of slung on, under one arm, daggers stuffed into a I would just say
Aren't you quite the one-man army?
Oh yeah, he had a lot of things, but the biggest thing is right at the under his neck is a big burlap sack that at first glance you would just say he's well endowed in the chest, but it's a little too lumpy, and you can kind of see it does swing though like something filled with fluid. As he takes that off and pushes it to the ground, you can hear the clattering of clay.
Oh, it comes off. Okay. I thought it was a tumor. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I think after you remove the cloak, you're saying you have all this stuff kind of been concealed on your person after you took off your cloak, right?
Yeah, and those two are definitely seeing his hoard for the first time. The only thing that doesn't come off as he's disrobing and de-equipping himself in the attempts to clean himself off is this undergarment that's wrapped around his waist that he has a cord tied to it and this bunch of roots, which he then grabs onto and sort of twists it open, revealing a small flame in the center of these roots. You can see the flickering of a candle light in the middle, or a lamplight in the middle. From that, he conjures out a bit of fire to dance across his legs. You can smell the smell of burning leg hairs.
That's a great idea. I pull out 2 flasks of oil and dump it into the well.
There's not enough oil amongst us to burn out that rot.
I'm going, you have a tinder box in there? I'm going to start grabbing his stuff.
Oh, yeah, right.
Looking for a tinder box. Because I buried mine.
Frax places a finger on Tark. Kind of like a long spindly with just enough force to let him know that it's not a friendly gesture. Hands off.
Now, there's no need to go touching weird fingers to foreheads. And fellas, let's just back up, stay away from talk. I've promised at one time or another to protect you both. Don't make me fight myself. Right? So just...
I do not carry a tinder box because I have never had the need for one.
Right, so you aim your finger down in the well and let's light it on fire.
Like the oil.
Yeah. What he said.
It will not work. There is too much is dank and disgusting down there. bloated flesh, putrid water, but also potentially something interesting.
So light it on fire then, right? Right.
There might be treasure.
I think, Tark, I think that you probably might have gone to the edge of the well and like watched Frax like go down initially, and you're a dwarf, you've got dark vision. If you peeked over the well while Frax was down there, you would have seen that he actually had a bonfire burning at the bottom, and like you would know that there's basically just like a pool of water down there. So I don't know how versed Tark Shortbread is in basically, basic chemistry and
Not at all
science, but typically lighting water on fire doesn't really work. So I think you could probably suss that out for yourself.
I'm convinced.
Yeah.
There's something of interest down there. Maybe treasure. Secrets, definitely.
So
we're just here to get rid of the smell.
Do you indicate at all that the goblins might have come up from down there? Because I figure he was just trying to run from me because I'm scary, right? So I'm...
I mean, I think that Gormit wouldn't know, but Frax, you definitely saw that there was like that trap, that like rock trap door that you could like open and close, and it looks like there might have been passageways beyond.
Fellows, I have a suggestion. We follow Tark's lead and we get some rest.
Oh, now you want to listen.
We prepare ourselves for some spelunking tomorrow. That means cave delving.
Right.
Okay.
Spelunking. Right.
Yeah. Not mining. Spelunking. Gotcha.
And
why?
there might be more than just the one goblin down there. There might be something. Also, might be something else. It seems to be more than just more flesh and death for just these four to have conjured. Three.
Let's rest and go down there.
Do you guys make camp for the night? It is getting late now. I think after all of your adventuring, it's probably at least like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. The sun is starting to...
Oh, we've got less than a day to take care of this.
Well,
we got a day to take care of this.
Let me finish burying these bodies so at least we ain't got to smell them when we're sleeping in there. No, we can
Sounds
rest.
good.
I go off and start burying dragging some corpses.
I'm going to go make some sort of makeshift door out of all the scrap wood in there.
Okay.
Like block it off the doorway.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say that the interior of this little place is it has roof. So if it does start to rain or anything, which it does look like it might, you will be sheltered. Although it's also, the roof has like, there are holes in it, and it's kind of the perfect place to, if you wanted to. You could probably also light a fire in there and have ventilation, and maybe even help with the smell of the dead bodies, and little piles of goblin poo in the corner. So you can certainly do that. Go ahead and give me just I would say, do you have any skill proficiencies in tools, Tark, that might help you build a makeshift door?
No.
Excellent. You should be proficient with
I'm proficient with brewer's supplies. I don't think that's gonna help me build a door.
Yes, Tark Shortbread's dead body dark ale.
Oh, nice. The putrid pilsner.
Also very good. Yeah, so this would be a sleight of hand check to see how well you can kind of like fasten stuff together.
Crit! Natty 20! That's a door, baby.
Can you describe to me this door? Because it's actually remarkably beautiful.
So it's literally, I can see a table in there, a few chairs, so I use the chair back as like a handle and craft this beautiful door using the table as for the frame and everything.
Yeah, you can easily and I think you probably have some rope on you, right? So you can latch it together. That's wonderful. So yeah, Gourmet, you come back from burying these bodies to a brand new door on this structure. And yeah, there's still plenty of like leftover scrap wood and stuff. You guys can easily tinder a flame and camp for the evening. So
Brax would have probably supplied part of the bonfire starting.
I figure. I think it's really funny to have a character like Frax around, just because like there's never a situation where you're gonna be like, oh no, we don't have Tinder, because it's just gonna be like, haha.
As I am the Tinder.
Excellent. So yeah, you guys bed down for the evening. Does anybody take watch, or do you guys just all kind of post up?
Oh no! I'll definitely take watch and suggest that we let the old man sleep. He's been at it more than any old person I've ever seen. I think you and I take watch and let him.
All right.
I don't know what that's called. Hesitate or something.
Well, it's later out, so you should watch first. I'll watch in the dark.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Before
So
and sits cross-legged, closes his eyes, and enters his trance. He lights a single candle in front of him.
I picture Gormit, kind of pacing around the perimeter of this place, and every time he passes that candle, he has to stop and think, God, he's so weird. Just like every time.
Just blow it out.
No. I'd probably kill him with my luck.
So as the two of you, Frax and Tark, start to sort of take your rest, I'm going to have Gormit go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Oh, no. So last time I'm put up for watch. 9. 9.
You're incredible, Gormit. Just the way you are.
Gormit.
South of 10. That's his new nickname. That's what he rolls. South of 10.
God, I feel that on such a personal and spiritual level.
Yeah.
I was just a fun story. I was playing Pathfinder with my buddies on Monday, and I have a rogue who has got like a +6, to a couple of their skills, and not even once for like the first hour of gameplay did I roll above a 10, even with a +6 bonus to these checks. And I was just like, yes, like this is me now.
I roll frequently above 14. I roll very well.
Rogue's luck, man. But anyway, so Gormit, it's pretty quiet. You don't really hear anything. Nothing seems to be disturbing you or trying to come through the door, except you definitely hear the sound of a bullfrog in the distance, and it sends shivers down your spine because of your earlier experience.
Oh, fuck. All right. Do I wake them up?
Frog phobia.
I would kind of come up next to the front door and just kind of peek in, so there's like this much of my face. Like, I'm listening. Is it close? Is it coming closer?
No, it's just like it's just like a river frog, and you guys are next to a little river, so you just hear wildlife.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Your watch actually passes by pretty unimpeded, and you might doze off a couple of times, but when you wake up, your friends are still there. You're all still alive. So who takes the second watch? Was it going to be Tark?
Me, the most injured person here.
I mean, hey, technically Frax could take it because I think he only has to transfer 4 hours, but
we wanted to let the old man sleep.
That's fair enough. So yeah, Tark, as you guys kind of switch out your rotation, Fraxinus is still in the corner with his candle burning a little bit lower. And it is, I will say, as you guys kind of transfer over, now it is the dead of night, and it is starting to rain a little bit. Not heavily, but I think part of you knows that if it is going to rain more heavily, your expedition down into the bottom of a well might be a little bit more slippery tomorrow. So just something to keep in mind. Go ahead and give me that perception roll, please, Tark Shortbread.
15.
Still very good, yeah. I think at one point, Tark, and this is probably just as you're like pacing the perimeter of the like room, and you kind of get to like near where the doorway is, you do hear just faintly, just like it sounds a little bit like when the goblins were like yelling and chattering to themselves like in the building that you guys are in now, although it seems to be this like weird kind of hollow echo maybe coming up from the well. So you definitely hear like goblin chatter at one point.
Okay. All right. I stay safe in the building.
Yeah. And I will say with the 15, it doesn't seem like it's coming towards you. It's just kind of like up from the bottom of the well, perhaps.
Can I tell how many different ones are talking?
I don't. With a 15, I would definitely say you can't. Also, just a quick case in point, I'm going to give you guys some XP because I think you're taking a long rest.
So we're going to level?
Maybe. Let's see. Let's see. I want to make sure if you are able to level, that you do. So you guys each get, each of you take 200 XP. I think level 2 is 300 though.
I feel somewhat stronger, but not decidedly so.
So close, yeah, 300. All right, and so nothing happens during the evening. I think you guys are good for now. And then by the time that Frax, your trance ends, you see that Tark has dozed off as well, and the fire's still burning very, very low. And the sun comes up, and you guys pass your first night in the wilds without incident.
I switch up a few of Frax's spells, so I would do that now since night is over, but we can just continue on.
Yeah, so you guys take your rest, maybe eat some leftover bullywug jerky from the day prior. And you are certainly able to get on your way. So do you just go directly down into the well?
Before we go, Frax is going to warn the other two of the putrid flesh he found down there.
I'm not touching the water. I pull out my rope.
Would you lower me down onto the platform? I do not wish to get the muck on myself again.
Yeah, I guess.
I can help lower him down. Don't you dare make me roll the dice.
I'm going to move you guys back over to the other map, but so there is that over the well, there's that beam that kind of goes. You definitely can secure another rope to it. Like I said before, the rope that was on there, it was like a little bit of a thinner hempen rope that was probably just made for like bringing buckets of water to and from. So nothing.
Is that actually stable enough to hold one of us?
No, that rope is definitely not. I think.
No, I meant like the beam.
Make an investigation check.
No, it looks good. All right, you can go down first, Frax.
I'll
lower you down.
What if we make a pulley? And
I shake it, and it like shakes the entire thing, and I'm like, "Looks good."
I'm gonna tie the rope at my waist, and then that way, my weight will suffice as an offset, and then we'll lower him down slowly. I'll stand back.
We'll throw the rope over, so it's like a levee, and we'll lower him down on this rickety.
With that safety in place, Frax will begin to lower himself down.
Now, Frax, let me ask you a question.
Boy.
So these two have rigged you up to this thing. However, you also were able to physically climb down into the well previously. Mm-hmm. Do you take any movement to actually also do because there are routes that go down? So I would say this. I think Frax is smart enough to know that having some footholds and handholds might also be a good idea.
Yeah, he's going to use the rope in tandem with the natural features to navigate down into the well.
All right. Make an acrobatics check with advantage for me, please. Yeah, you are fine. It is not a very difficult DC where you have your friends helping you, and you are able to get down without incident. I will say though, you definitely hear the wood of the beam like just creaking and groaning like a little bit. Yeah, so you unfortunately you do set down. I would imagine that you guys have tried to set yourselves down over here, so I'll move you over here. Frax, there's no way to completely avoid getting in the water, but I think you also kind of have the foresight to maybe like hike up your robes and stuff, so you're not like swimming in it. Who's next?
Dipping.
Yeah.
All right,
go
Tark.
next.
You're gonna lower me down? No, you next. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Lower him down.
All right, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try to use the wall.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Tark has snuck around enough to be that smart.
Is that acrobatics with advantage?
16 with the advantage.
Absolutely. Pretty nimbly, actually. Even though it is still a little slick and a little wet, you're pretty fine. And you, unfortunately, though, you do slosh down over here at the end of the roots, a little, or not like over on this side, a little bit behind Frax, and you are a little bit more in the grossness. As it is your first time down here, Tark, I do want to have you go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah, 18. I've drank in worse things than this. I'll take a little cup of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll save that for later.
Sure, pal. All right.
Well,
Gormit.
So
how do you get yourself down there?
So I've got this this moment where I'm looking down and I'm pensive, but I'm glancing back at this forest behind me, realizing that the Bullywugs are out there, so I'm gonna untie the rope and I'll be down in a minute, and I'm gonna tie it onto the beam, all good and stuff. And I'm gonna climb down. All
right, you can use athletics for this if you want. All
right, stream. Ready? What did I roll? So I like to think that probably he's big enough that he's pinched between the walls of the well. And he's just kind of, this isn't so bad at all. And I hop down.
Absolutely. You do. You actually, surprisingly, pretty nimbly for a man of your grace and dexterity. So yeah, you are able to make your way down. So I'll pop you guys over here. So you can all see the map, right?
Yep.
Excellent. So this area is where I think Frax would be able to indicate that there is sort of a movable object. So whoever is going to interact with that, go ahead and tell me how you do it. Are you doing it stealthily? Are you just tossing this big like rock to the side? Like, how are you guys doing this?
Want me to kick it in?
Probably just throw it in the water. Just move it in the water, out of the way, so they can't put it back.
Yeah, right. I look at it as just a rock.
It's like a stone slab. That it's not like super duper thick.
Goblins are sneaky. I'm gonna check it for traps.
I was gonna say I wouldn't think of that. I wouldn't think of that, but yeah.
No, it looks good.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like a stone slab. And I apologize because I didn't really have a better icon to use for this situation here, but to describe it better to you. It is essentially like a slab of shale, or like some like light type of like brickwork style stone. Maybe even like realizing what you guys are looking at, it might even be kind of like a piece of the building upstairs that has been like moved and brought down here. So it looks a bit cobbled together, but it's solid enough so that it can be like chunked over this entrance, but it doesn't look like it would require more than like maybe 2 or 3 goblins working together to lift it.
I'll pick it up.
Real quick to interrupt. I think the stream might be glitching out, or there's a network error.
Is it?
That's what I'm seeing from like the front end. Which
Well, that sucks.
Trying to pull it up right now.
Because of technical issues, we're going to end the stream right here. Len, this was amazing. This was awesome.
Awesome again.
I'm so glad I didn't
Always so good.
actually kill you guys yet.